Where do I begin? As somebody told Dorothy, it's always best to begin at the beginning, right? But we've already covered the beginning. We've covered the beginning over and over and over again. Gavin Newsom, the other day, I think it was yesterday, he was at a conference. What was it? I guess Politico. Politico was interviewing him. The subject was, quote, the California Agenda, Sacramento Summit. Anyway, Governor Newsom says he thinks the toilet rat is going to seek to remain in office. Yeah, beyond what he is allowed by the Constitution. And Newsom thinks what a lot of us think, thank God this is becoming public conversation, that the toilet rat is going to use federal agents to try to rig future elections in his favor and in the favor of the Christian devils who are destroying this country. Newsom has become one of the Democratic Party's most forceful critics of this bastard Trump. And at this meeting, he gave what appeared to be his most extensive warning about the toilet rat and the state of the democracy in this country right now, such as it is. He apparently, according to USA Today, he gave a 48-minute interview at this meeting that Politico sponsored. Newsom said that this country, that's us, we're on the precipice of tipping into authoritarianism. Yeah. Because of the toilet rat, including what the toilet rat now has. He has, at his command and disposal, with a couple of his fucked up underlings, the largest police force on earth. The toilet rat has it. And he's going to use it. So Newsom said that we're on the precipice because what Trump is doing, including using federal immigration agents as that largest police force in history. But he's using it in the same way Hitler used the brown shirts and then the SS, as an instrument of force, an instrument of coercion. He repeatedly, during this almost 45-minute talk, well, it was over 45 minutes, said he gets a listener of this podcast, you may be just up to your eyeballs in hearing me repeat the same shit over and over and over. But folks, I don't know what to do. I have a very limited platform. And when it works, I feel I have some kind of a moral obligation just to keep screaming. I don't have a private army to take this motherfucker on face up. I don't have that. All I have is this little old platform from the foothills of the North Georgia mountains, and I just feel compelled to keep screaming about this. Newsom added what so many people are saying now, and I don't mean the kind of so many people that the toilet rat talks about. I mean real people, and that is that this son of a bitch is going to try to stay in office. And Newsom is questioning, like a lot of us have, whether there would be future Democratic elections at all. I don't think there will be. Unless the American people, legally and peacefully, gets rid of this son of a bitch. Newsom told the moderator at this convention, quote, I don't think Donald Trump wants another election. I have 24 Trump 2028 hats that his folks keep sending me. End quote. End quote, Governor Newsom. And then he added something that reflects on Trump's imperialist attitude about everything. Newsom said, quote, "Who spends $200 million on a ballroom at their home and then leaves the house?" End quote. Now, that was the reference to that 90,000 square foot imperial fucking ballroom that Trump says he's building at the White House for his entertainment. Jesus Christ. And he was asked during this Politico event if he sees himself, Governor Newsom, facing off against this Nazi fucker in 2028. And, of course, Newsom didn't answer directly. But he did say this of Trump, quote, "You think he's joking about 2028? Do you think when he brings foreign leaders to the Oval Office and he goes to the White House store and he shows them the 2028 hats that he's not being serious? Wake up," he said. And he added something you know, and I know, that if this Trumpian assault on democracy isn't derailed, we're going to lose our country. Now, you know that Newsom recently got a lot of headlines and huge increase in social media following. That kind of shit means something these days. And the reason he did was for attacking the toilet rat more aggressively than anybody else has. He's mocking him. He's making Trump look like the fucking asshole that he is. It's about time, you know? However, the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution, I had to look this up, but it was ratified in 1951 because of Roosevelt, what Roosevelt had done. That amendment to the Constitution expressly limits a president to 2 terms in office. And like I said, that was following Roosevelt's 4-term presidency. The 4th term, of course, he died and Harry Truman took over. But before that 22nd Amendment was passed, the 2-term tradition was kind of an unwritten rule set by, of all people, George Washington, when he vacated the premises after his 2nd term. And earlier this month, this lying, filthy, goddamn felon, convicted fucking criminal, I miss anything? Donald Trump. He said this month he would, quote, probably not run for an unconstitutional 3rd term. But that's bullshit. And during that Politico interview, Newsom described a moment during his 90-minute Oval Office meeting with Trump back in February when the toilet rat pointed to a painting of Roosevelt and kind of nodded his head. The toilet rat did. And Newsom interpreted that as nonverbal language coming from this useless fucking Donald Trump that was run for a 3rd term and who the fuck is going to stop me, right? Yeah, who indeed. This is something that we had better pay attention to. I'm recording this on Friday. This weekend, there are massive demonstrations again across the country planned. I hope that you will attend one. And there's a part of me that almost, not quite, I haven't gone this far yet, but almost wishes there was some acts that caused Trump's private police force, his militarized gangsters, the so-called immigration fuckers, to react. Maybe bust a few heads so that America can see what this Nazi fucker is trying to do. I mean, I'm so over this. I'm over the thoughts and prayers thing when there's another mass killing. I'm not over demonstrations because they are, in my opinion, at this time in our history, these massive demonstrations are a precursor to what is just over the horizon. The time is coming. I feel it when there is going to be violence in this country on a level that you and I are just not familiar with. Now, let me tell you something else, and I've focused on this a couple times. If I had a way of making this come about, I would make sure that every white person in America would connect up and make friends with a black person, your neighbor, your business coworker, somebody you know. And the reason for it is because black folk in this country have been through this. They've been through the jailings, the violence, the killing, the lynching, the denial of rights, even though the Constitution from the very fucking beginning guaranteed them rights they could not have. This has been going on with black folk for 250 fucking years. They know how to handle their emotional state, their psychological state, their rage. Just a suggestion. You may not be comfortable doing what I just suggested. But I suggest it sincerely. I mean, look at it this way. If you, God forbid, had to go into combat, who would you want beside you helping you with tactics? You would want a combat veteran, wouldn't you? Of course, I would. So if you have to face the humiliation and the violence and the madness that the toilet rat is dumping on this country, who do you want beside you? Seriously, God damn it, I mean this seriously. Who do you want beside you to help you figure out a way to not only survive this, but to thrive through it and come out the other side as black folk have done? I realize the issue of black Americans is far from settled. It's not an issue that I can really plug into because I'm not black. But God damn it, I have witnessed, I have had friends, I have listened, and I feel qualified to just say what I just said. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.